Hey everybody, Backpack Hack here, coming at you with another trail tip. And today I'm going to show you how I package and make my trail spaghetti. Now the spaghetti isn't anything special, but how to prepare the sauce is a different story. So let's head on back to the kitchen and I'm going to show you how I prepare this for both backpacking and camping. They say the secret is in the sauce, and the sauce is dehydrated. Yes, I dehydrate my spaghetti sauce. It's very simple to do. It's quick and easy. You simply need a dehydrator that has the fruit roll-up trays or the paraffin trays, whatever you want to call them. Spread it out. It doesn't have to be perfectly even. Just spread it out thin enough that it will dehydrate. It isn't that difficult to do. I do this all the time. Put it into the dehydrator. Put the cover on. And I generally set it for 165 degrees or 160 degrees for about 6 hours. When it comes out of the dehydrator, sometimes they roll off the sheet pretty easy, and other times they just crumble off, depending on what the humidity is in the air that I'm doing this in. This is kind of crumbly, but sometimes I'm able to get them off in a complete sheet. Then I just put them in a Ziploc bag, a freezer bag, and put it in the freezer. And I do this in bulk. I will do 5 or 6 of these jars at a time. So now it's time to get it ready for the trail. I've got a sandwich bag for the cheese. I've got a snack bag for the sauce. And I've got a regular Ziploc sandwich bag for the angel hair pasta. Now I use angel hair, but you can use spaghetti or thin spaghetti, whatever you like. Personally, I use angel hair because it cooks with less fuel. And I measure out 100 grams of pasta for a full meal. If I'm going with a lunch, I'll use a little bit less. I might use like 75 grams of pasta for a lunch meal. But this is for supper, so I'm going to break it in half so it will fit into the full-size sandwich bag. And that's the reason I break it in half, and so it's very easy and compact to transport it. I then measure out roughly 24 grams of dehydrated sauce, and I put that in the small snack bag, and then the regular sandwich bag, which is not a Ziploc bag, it's just a regular sandwich bag. You can put however much cheese you want, or just not use cheese at all. You can skip this step if you don't use cheese on your pasta. But I generally put out about 24 grams of cheese in, and just twist it up and double twist it. Take the sauce and fold up one side of it and put it in with the pasta, and then put the cheese in it. And a lot of times I will make these and put them in the freezer, so whenever I'm ready to go camping or backpacking, I just take it out of the freezer and I'm ready to go. So let's head back on the trail and I'll show you how to make this. This is what I consider a 2-pan meal. I can make it with one pan, or with one burner, I should say. You need 2 pans. I would measure out about 125 milliliters of water if I were to measure it. A lot of times when I'm doing this, I'll start out with what I know is too little water and keep adding it until I get to the consistency that I want. So we're going to go ahead and start the fire on that. Turn it all the way down so it's just barely putting out some heat. And put the lid on it and get some water for the pasta. Get that going. Ignite that burner. Turn it on high because we want to boil that pasta. Take the cheese out of the package. Drop the pasta into the water. And again, like I say, I use angel hair because it cooks a little bit quicker than pasta, or a little bit faster than regular spaghetti or even thin spaghetti. And as the spaghetti is cooking, the pasta will reconstitute. If it's a little bit thick, I just add a little bit more water and stir that back in. And I just keep sneaking up on the consistency I want, because if I make it with too much water, it ends up being runny and isn't very appetizing. So I start out with well less than water than I need and just keep adding water until I get consistency that I want, because it's going to take a few minutes for the pasta to cook anyway, so I've got the time to do that. So once I've got the consistency I want, I go ahead and shut that off, put a lid on it, and continue cooking my pasta until the pasta is ready. And then it's going to be time to eat. So that is how I make my trail spaghetti. Feel free to adjust or use or not use it as you like. So this is Backpack Hat coming at you with this trail tip. Be safe out there, be well fed, and I'll see you out there on the trail. It's lunchtime, excuse me.